So Marty, this one you faced a 3Q, and I read the comments in this. I saw people complimenting you on your handicap fighting.
Yes,
So
thank you.
that was fun. I think for both of us, as because I know you and me, we've worked a lot on the handicap games. So any thoughts on this game? Anything that
It
you?
was, it was about as good a handicap game as I can play because I think it's a he. He's a pretty good player, and also sometimes just completely relentless. I've watched a couple of games where these guys go back and forth, and I have no idea who's going to win. And then I wrote that, and they go, "Yeah, I have no idea who's going to win either." And
Uh,
they have like double co's going on. They're just, I mean, he can be very tenacious.
yeah, I see with the face, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look here. So you battered him. That's good. You're keeping the pressure on his group, making him weak. You're getting stronger here, up here. So it's very good. Same here. You're not cowering, right? We've talked about this and how this is over concentrated. So I think this is great. Jumping out, trying to get out. That's good too, I think. And keeping these split, right? You're just trying to stay strong and keep these split. It's a good tactic. Very good tactic. So this was your first mistake, I think. Um, so you played here, I
Uh-huh.
assume, to protect this cut,
Yes. Yep.
right? But if you played here, which is setting up the
Mm-hmm.
ladder against this, right? If white was to cut you, you can just Atari and he's
Oh
dead,
yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
And so this cut was already safe. And so when you have a cut and you're afraid of the cut, you need to make sure to read it, because this when you make unnecessary moves, you know
Yeah.
what I say, it's always like hitting the pass button,
Yeah.
you know.
So can you, if you take away B,
Mhm,
is and the cut is safe right now,
mhm.
but I can't get out. Is that hmm.
Well, if you press this move, are you saying like
Yeah,
if
I
you
see.
played
Yeah, yeah,
somewhere,
yeah.
yeah, if you played
Yes.
somewhere else, then yeah, this would be, oh, well, technically, I think you'd still be able to get out fine, but right.
Hmm.
And then same here.
I see. So it really, yeah, it really was unnecessary.
Yeah, yeah. And so I didn't like this whole shape, right? Because there's lots of
Yeah,
weaknesses and it didn't put
yeah,
pressure on this. So it
yeah.
gives this the group a lot of leeway. Whereas when we play something like this, it's very clear that white's either gonna have to play here or white's gonna die, right, in a ladder, which would be great for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So this keeps the pressure on. Let's see. Yeah, if you don't need to protect it, then keep the attack up. That's what I was saying. So
yeah,
this was the first mistake I saw. So far, I mean, you're playing a really good game. Let's see. So this was the computer's find more than mine, but I did like it. So we can see that even if black gets surrounded here,
hmm,
when you play this type of move, one, it's giving you eye shape and potential to make eyes over here. And two, it's hitting the vital point of this group. As we can see,
yes,
this group is fully surrounded. And so
yes,
attacking its vital point and making eye shape for you is really, really good. So
yes,
the computer, like I said, found this more than me. I was more focused on the running battle over here. But the computer thinks that you have enough liberties and enough eye shape where you can just finish the attack. So this is a really nice move. But I didn't mark this as a B because I didn't think it was bad. Um, but I did think this was bad. So the reason being is because once again you have enough kind of strength to be out, right? And so coming back now or protecting this would be a really good idea. I
oh
actually
yeah,
like
yeah,
this idea more than this one at
yeah,
the moment,
yeah,
just
yeah,
because once white got this third stone here, this group is in a bit of peril now. And
Yes.
so protecting here, this connection would be really nice. This was a great decision by you. I know I've seen you sometimes struggle with like what to do in these situations. So I assume you picked this one because you wanted to keep the attack on this, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, so this is a great decision. Very good. And this one is bad. So once again, you just want to stay connected with your group.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
the reason this is bad, even if you didn't have to worry about this, is when white plays here, now you lose a stone
Yes.
or you gain lots of weaknesses, right? And so
Yes.
what to me almost looks like a castle shape in my mind. It has a lot of weaknesses, and so I don't like this attachment regardless if
Yeah.
this was here or not. So normally, what you would do is maybe play something that I wouldn't make an empty triangle here, but ideally you want to play something a little detached away from it, right?
Okay.
Because
So
if you
just
can,
give up. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, if
So
you
so
can,
just say he's got the corner. It doesn't matter.
yes, yeah. So when you decide to do something like this, then he
Mhm.
has the corner with these two stones.
Yep.
And but that the purpose of this wasn't to kill the corner, is to kill this.
Right.
So that's
Right.
why this
Right.
is what this is
Right.
for. But yeah, so this attachment is bad.
I
Even
was trying to confine him to the corner. I just didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't read that move.
yeah, there's too many weaknesses.
Hmm.
With this, it's like he gets two peeps, right? He gets to poke at
Hmm.
two
Hmm.
things. So this
Hmm.
attachment is, usually wrong, really. And so in this case, it was. But I think this was very slow of white. So you got a good opportunity. And this is very slow, I think, of white too. So black really has an opportunity to just outright kill these. You played this way, which I don't think is correct, right? It's very clear that if you play here, he has nowhere to go. But if you play this way, he has somewhere to go, right over here.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
think he gets out, right? He does something.
He does. He
Yeah.
does.
And so excuse me.
Michael,
The
you're
vital
still
point.
sick.
Yeah, I can't catch a break. I feel like I've been sick for like 3 weeks now or something. Um, but yeah, anyway, so this is definitely like the vital point here.
Yep.
Like, have you ever
Yep.
seen the vital point of three stones, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's here.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that it's very similar. So the vital point was here. And it just makes good shape for you.
Yeah.
And if you were, this move tells me you were worried about white connecting, but there's no way that white can connect here, right?
Yeah.
Like even if you don't answer and play something like here or anywhere else, he still can't connect because you have this
Yep.
Atari.
Yep.
So this would have been the better direction. So this was actually a big mistake. I should have marked that. Let's see. So this was pretty high level. I don't know. I mean, I would definitely read it myself, but it does seem a little bit like a hard read because you let white get an eye, but one eye
Ah.
still isn't good enough for him to live. So if you can seal him, then you're just gonna win this fight, right? Um,
Yes.
so if white lives with this, then you at least get this cut and all your groups are connected and it's really nice for you, right? Because this is dead.
Yeah.
And if white protects here, well now white is just dead because this is a false eye.
Mm.
So
Yeah. I usually try to prevent even one eye, and then I think, oh, if I let him get one, he'll get two, which is stupid. So okay.
yeah, yeah. This is like I said, I think it's a pretty high level technique. Uh but it's something to think about. The idea is
Yeah.
that this move he can still stretch out, right? He can still make plays.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's forcing him to make a play, and this will allow you to force disconnection, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this is really good. But it was a really cool move that I think is hard to find, so I don't blame you. But I wanted to show you it because this knight's move once again can be cut, right? We talked
Yeah.
about this in the previous review where
Yeah.
if there's a knight's move, we should definitely read the cuts,
Yeah.
especially since you have friends here. But, so this is just a shape thing. Um, for me, this is an empty triangle, so I'd prefer this one because it puts
Okay.
pressure on this stone, right? Like if
Yes.
white plays something else, then you'll be able to cut this or neutralize the stone, right, and cut them apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas this one doesn't put any pressure on anything. It's just you connecting. So this is a one purpose move, whereas this is a two. Plus this is just better shape, right? We
Yes.
prefer tiger mouse over empty triangles. So were you frustrated at this time? I'm just curious.
No.
Oh, okay. I could see you making this move in frustration more than anything. Like you're frustrated that he's gonna live now. Let's see.
I still had a lot of stones.
It's true. All right. Satari and connects. The connection's good. And this is where you actually still had an opportunity to kill white, believe it or not. It's because this is a false eye.
Right.
So if you were to focus more on trying to kill white here,
Yeah.
and let's say white came down here to try and make some ruckus, white would come back to try and make an eye. But once white makes this one eye, you can play this in here. And now you can connect on either side. So
Right.
white
Yes.
can't make
Yes.
another eye. This is the computer's variation. That's why it's longer than that I would make it. But even if we
Yeah.
see that white was to play something like this, if white tries to make two eyes here, you can make this a false eye, and then make sure that it doesn't come two eyes. If white plays the variation, I think some of these moves like I could find pretty easy, right? Um, so I don't know, but I will say that the idea is that this still doesn't have two eyes, and you gotta sense these false eyes.
Yeah.
Did you think that you could kill this, or did you give it up and be like, okay, he's got it?
I must have given it up. It's clear. I was focused on cutting off those two.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's fine. The idea is that even if he lives, it's very small, and so now you have all this power. So this cut is still pretty good, but yeah, you could have killed him still, which is kind of crazy, right? Like,
Well, now I'm. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so this was interesting to me. I didn't mark it as a problem, but because I know you're trying to separate these groups, I think. But for me, I would have strengthened this group, right? Because you made this cutting group to cut these two
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
And so now I would make sure that the cut stays, right? Because
Yes.
leaving these
Yes.
weaknesses is pretty
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. 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 And I think it doesn't. I think he captures those stones.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. So you made some shape and you attack this. And this is where I think you made a big mistake for me too. One, we have a cross cut. So normally I wouldn't attire in the cross cut. And if I would attire in the cross cut, it would be this way. Because once you Atari this way and then connects, you actually have that killing move again.
Oh yeah.
And then he can't stop you from connecting either, right? Like you'll be able to connect to your group here.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so this connection is really nice. At first, my instincts, because I'm used to fighting you know, just on like the board itself, my instinct was to play this, right? Because it's breaking tigers' mouths, it's
Hmm.
hurting this stone significantly, it's connecting with your group. So this
Hmm.
was my first idea. I was like, okay, this is the move. But then I started looking at all the Ataris, and this one is really good
Yeah.
because white can still die, which is nice.
Yeah.
But instead you Atari'd and the puck went this
Yeah,
way.
this is wrong.
Yeah, this is wrong. You have too many weaknesses here.
Yeah.
And then you didn't fix them. So you still have the option to fix. You could have even played this to keep connected, right?
Yeah.
Um, but you played this one, so then now it's just double Atari. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he just wins, right? He just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
now A and B are connected, and the B group is definitely alive. So it was
Right.
very painful to see this Atari here. This
I
was a bad
agree.
Atari. Let's see. So you made the table shape. Um, this was a ko.
That's why we had,
Deciding.
yes, 20. That's why we had 27 captures in the game.
Huh.
Um,
I was gonna say, this ko wasn't worth it. So let me. Do you know? Can you tell me why? Okay, so let's
why
look
it's
at.
not worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's look at the consequences of it, right? So, what white is threatening is to take these two stones, right?
Yes. But
It,
also to connect up
yes,
with the
yes,
three.
yes, yes. Exactly, exactly. So, do you think the small corner, you know, is worth allowing white to connect with these stones?
I guess not. Didn't What did I
No,
do?
you took
I
the
took it.
corner. Yeah, you're very um what do you call it? Very corner focused, which is fine, but
Yeah.
this corner to me is very small in comparison
Yes.
to keeping these
Yes.
guys split.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once white took these two stones, now
Yeah.
all this
That was
area
that was
becomes
bad. Michael, yes. Yes, that was bad.
yeah, all this area becomes poop now, right? Because white's perfectly safe here. Um, So yeah, it was this decision to take the corner over the outside that was more important. So keep in mind the co-fights. Remember to look for the value of what he's threatening. Whenever he threatens something, you have to look at the
Yep.
value of it.
Yep. Yep.
And the fact that it's gonna, you know, connect
Yeah.
these is so big.
Yeah. Heat of the moment though. I love those things where you just, you know, one more Atari and then they're all dead up there.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Um, So let's see. I kind of liked what happened here for you. If I remember correctly. You were very wise to just let those two stones get captured. So then you got these three stones, which gave you a huge corner. Like, and you got connected
And
with your
Mick kept
weakness.
those alive. Yeah, which was
Yes.
really my concern.
Yes. So it was this a well played um moves that I was surprised about white, right? What like if white just I think I think white would could have played something like this. And then it would be a double Atari, and then it could either go down to Ko or white can try and come out
Mm,
over here, right?
mm,
Um so for white, this Romeo Juliet split I think would have been much better. This
yes.
clamp was he was trying to be too fancy. He was really going for this kill, and
Yeah.
it bit him in the butt. So you did a great job. Yeah, yeah. I think there was something else here too. I think like if he Atari this way and then played this or something, um, we can see it starts to become a little hard for
Yeah.
black, right?
Yep.
Um, because then he can cut here and then he has at least some potential to make like two eyes. This would be a ko. So if he plays here, he's white's alive, right? But if you play here,
Right.
then it's a ko, and so this is a ko for the death of
But
black.
this is a big co.
Yeah, yeah. This would be very important. And white has some good ko threats, right? He can threaten to kill these.
Yeah.
Um, so for white, I mean, of course, I'm looking at this in retrospect. So if Rogue Potato watches this, I'm not dissing his skills, but for me, there was some obvious shape points to take, right? And then like this Atari is really just beautiful in my opinion. Because I assume you have to answer. If you don't answer, then white's just
Right.
connecting
Right.
and
Right.
you're in
Right.
trouble again. So but anyway, all in all, it was great for you. You got the best result possible, and so you did really well here. This was confusing. This Atari here, because you could have just took it,
Oh yeah.
and then also, I was thinking of this, right? Because when I look at these three stones, they need to make two eyes, right? And so here's the point
Right.
to me that looks obvious where they can't make two eyes, right here.
Right. Right.
So this looks pretty good to me, but the computer argued with me. So there must be
Okay.
something here where white can live or something. The computer said to take this and then make,
Yeah.
if I remember right, make a ko or something. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could find how black can kill this now.
Well, now go to C. Why not there?
C1 doesn't work because white can play this one eye and then two
Mm,
eyes.
mm, mm, mm.
So no matter what you do,
Yeah, I see.
it's two eyes,
I
two
see.
eyes. So yeah, maybe I couldn't find it. But I really like this. I just can't find how white can live here. Like once we play, maybe yeah, I can't find it. So this is what I would have played. And this is what
Yeah.
the computer played. But this is what you played. So this to me just looked really confusing because you could have killed the
Yeah.
stone.
Yeah. 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 It's my Atari troubles.
Yeah, so this is white just lives now very easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still though, um, this was this is crazy. I know he has to try something, but like look at this
Yeah.
group. Group looks silly. Like how is
Yeah.
this gonna live? Um, you did try and help him live though. Right? Instead of playing something like this. I guess you didn't want to fight a ko, maybe. That makes sense. So you hit a shape point and then a nice clamp. So it's not you're fine. This is good. Um, and that's fine. This is good. Yeah, I didn't mark any. Oh, here we go. I was gonna say I didn't mark anything bad, but here's where the bad came. So you have two weaknesses. So you
Yeah.
have to evaluate which one matters more. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if we were to, well, what we play in the game is this, but now he gets to Atari and then connect.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
it's starting to become a little dangerous for you,
Yeah.
because he's starting to make the makings of two eyes.
Yeah.
But if you played on this side and he was to cut, well, now you can come up. It's not this one that I wanted. I think it was this one. Yeah. So now you can come up and you can see he can't catch you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time to catch your stones here. And so this is separated, this is separated, this is
Oh
separated,
yeah.
this is
Well,
separated.
huh. Yeah.
Yeah, so protecting here would have been the better move. Because now he
Yeah.
can't do anything like that here
Yeah.
anymore. And oh, A was really good for you. So what did I pick here? So I think this was a good trade. Remember how you did a bad trade, Co, here?
Yeah,
I think this was a good trade because killing this and this is much bigger than killing this.
right.
So for you to choose this, it was much smarter. So I think you did a good job picking your battle here. As for this, I wanted you to remember, always remember Sensei Maeda.
Yes,
Stretto versus
yes,
diagonals, right?
yeah.
So this move gives white diagonals,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
but
what might I have done?
this move
Oh
makes
yeah.
white stretto, right?
And
And
one,
so
two, three, four, five, six. Six dies.
yes, exactly, six dies. And so this is remember always to keep your opponent straight when you're trying to
Yeah,
kill them.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
give them diagonals, it gives them eye opportunities.
Yes, yes.
And so I think does white live here or do you get to kill it in
I
there?
think so. I
Uh,
think so.
So white made oh yeah, this is where white makes a mistake. So once again, rogue potato messes up. Um so I remember you took this call and then all white had to do was just play here. And now white was
Yeah,
alive with two eyes.
yeah.
But instead he got way too zealous over here. This area doesn't matter as much as this one. And so um eventually you took this ko and then I thought you won it. I'm pretty sure you win it. Like I guess we gotta go far into the future. But yeah, see you
Oh,
win it, and so you kill everything here.
yeah,
Um
yeah.
and this shouldn't have happened. It was here that it got way too much. Like it's all like white's already dead here. Just let it go and make sure to live. But instead white really, really thought you would answer this. But you didn't, so you did a great job of taking like all the rest of the board,
Yeah.
and so you did out of the three big co-fights, you picked the good choice twice. So that's a pretty good record. And
Hey,
it won
Co's
you the
tough.
game. Yeah.
Co's tough.
So good job, Marty. You did an excellent
Thank you.
job. What can we work on in this game? Let me see. So just valuing the cuts is so important. Some things you missed was valuing this cut point later, right? Because
Yes, yes.
what's funny is you play this slow move to protect it, but then these stones die anyway, right? That's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
ironic in the scheme of things. But in this case, this cut was safe already. So
yeah,
even if you tanuki now, you're still perfectly safe. So it should have been that you kept the pressure on, not to
yeah,
defend it, because this
yeah.
doesn't really do too much, whereas this is very significantly attacking this. Let's see. Uh, this
And I missed the pressure there several times, the A point.
Yeah, I mean, even though this is a mistake, I think it's okay. It's not as grievous as to me like this one. This one to me, the cutting point is very clearly alive, so this is like a
Yeah,
grievous
yeah,
mistake.
yeah,
But I think the other one is fine. One thing that I didn't write down here was this move. This move was terrible. Um, so it would have been much better for you to just clamp and squish these
yeah,
stones, but
yeah.
instead you push them. You're all like, "Hey, come out this way," and then that became a problem for you. Um, so using your fighting direction can improve. Let's see. Uh, I mean, I think we get the gist of it. My focus is a little
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
My
But
step daughter just came.
I tarried on the wrong side a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess one of the big focuses is this co, right? So remember to always evaluate the co for what it's worth.
Yeah,
The idea is that every time that they do a co threat, you really have to judge the value of both. If this corner is more important than this, then fine. But in this
yeah,
case,
yeah. It
um,
shouldn't be.
yeah, in this case, this area. is much bigger than this corner, right? So
Right.
if
Right.
these stones live, then this area becomes poop. But if these stones die, this is a humongous area for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what mattered. All right. I'll move on to the next game.